Okay. All right. 2-2. We're going to be writing the equations of lines given some information, okay? It's going to give you certain information, we'll give you a graph, things like that. We just have to determine, what the equation of the line is based on the information we're given. Okay. Up here, standard form. We talked about this the past few days, Monday and Tuesday. Just a little bit. Standard form is AX plus BY equals C. AX plus BY equals C. And then our slope-intercept form, that's the one that everybody knows and loves. What is slope-intercept? MX plus B. Specifically, Y equals your MX plus B. Okay? It is called slope-intercept form because we have a slope, our M, and we have a what?
A Y.
A Y-intercept. Right? So it's called, math people are very creative with their names for formulas. Slope-intercept form, we have a slope, and we have our Y-intercept. Okay. So down here on number 1, scroll down. We're going to write the equation of this line in slope-intercept form for number 1, and then we're going to write it in standard form for number 2. Starting with slope number 1, we have an intercept right here. That's that point right there. So starting at the middle, our y-intercept is up and down, so we're going to go down 1. So my b, my slope y-intercept, -1. And we're going to calculate our slope based on the other point as well. We have one point here, our y-intercept, and it gives us another point as right down here. So I'm just going to calculate my slope from those 2 points, working left to right. So left to right, we're going to start at the red point, and we're going to move our way up to the blue point. Slope, your M, is always rise over run. So from the red to the blue, I rise 1, 2, 3. Rise is 3. And my run, I'm going to go right 1. So 3 over 1. Or if we simplify that, just 3. 3 divided by 1 is just 3. So when I write my slope-intercept form, once again, that is just your mx plus b. I'm just going to substitute my m value that I solved for and my b value. So y equals your m of 3x plus your b, -1, so -1. And there's my equation of that line. 3x minus 1. We got that just from the graph and substituted our m and our b.
Wait, how do you get the B again? I'm sorry.
The b was our y-intercept. It's this blue dot right here.
Oh, okay, never mind. I knew that.
Then number 2, our second graph over here. Once again, we've got 2 points. We've got a y-intercept right here. And we have our second point right down here. Okay, so we're going to set this up just like we did right down here with our y equals mx plus b. I have my y-intercept. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. So b is 6. And then my slope, once again, we calculate slope from left to right. So this one before, we did red to blue because it was left to right. This time, we're just going to go from blue to red. We just always work left to right. So going from the blue dot right here, we're going to go down 1, 2. So rise over run. Rise, we went down 2, so that's going to be a -2. And then we go over, we just count the number of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We ran 5. So my slope is -2 over 5. And I can just plug that in like I did at the bottom down there. Y equals your m, negative 2 over 5, x, plus your b, plus the 6 that we have. Okay,
Wait, I thought we were supposed to do it in standard form.
we are. Getting a little ahead of me, Kelly. Appreciate you thinking ahead. All right. That's a great point. This says in standard form, but what form is this right here? It's not standard. It's called slope intercept, okay, because we have a slope and we have a y-intercept, so that's slope intercept form. We need to get it to our standard form, okay? Just coming down here, you don't have to write this part necessarily. I'm just going to rewrite standard and our slope intercept. What is the difference that you notice between the x and y on standard form and the x and y on
There's an
slope
equal sign
intercept?
in between.
On standard form, they're both where?
On the left of it.
They're both on the same side, right? But in my slope intercept form, where are they?
The opposite.
They're on different sides, okay? So, in order to get it to standard form, would it be safe to say that I need to get this x over to the left side? Safe to say, okay? So let's do that with what we have up top. Okay, let's get this x value from the right side to the left. How can I move that from the right to the left?
Subtract it, divide, multiply it.
We need to cancel it out. You're getting at it. Okay? We just need to do the opposite of what we have. Okay? If this is a negative 2 over 5, how would I do the opposite of that to get it to move over? Add it. We're just going to do the opposite. Plus 2 over 5x. And on the left side, we're going to go plus 2 over 5x. Because what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side as well. Alright, by doing that to the right side right here, we have a negative and a positive that cancels it out from the right. So leading over here, we'd have our 2 over 5x that we moved over, plus our y that's still there, and then equals our 6 on the right side. So we just moved our x over from the right to the left by doing the opposite. Now, in standard form, okay, there is, where am I at? There we go. There are capital letters for a reason, A and B, okay? We want to try and have our A value in front of our x to be a whole number, not a fraction, all right? So I need to cancel this fraction out, all right? I need to cancel the bottom part of this fraction out. In order to cancel out dividing by 5, what can I do?
Multiply by 5.
We're going to do the opposite, and we're going to multiply by 5. Okay, we're going to multiply our entire left side by 5. And since I do it to the left side, where else do I have to do it?
To the right.
To the right as well. Once again, we're just canceling out our fraction. So to cancel out that divided by 5 on the left, we're going to multiply by 5. And since I multiply by 5 on the left side, I also have to multiply by 5 on the right. Okay?
Oh.
It's all right. I know this is a lot right now, but we're going to do one here in just a second. We're going to do this again, and it'll seem a lot easier. Okay, if we do 5 times 5 here with my fraction, that cancels the bottom part out. That's the whole reason we're multiplying by 5. So that'll leave me with my 2 up top and the x. It cancels out the 5 on the bottom part of that fraction. But I'm multiplying this entire left side by 5, so what else do I have to multiply by 5?
6.
The y.
Yes, we'll get there. We have to do the y as well. So y times 5,
It's
5y. And then we have to do the 6 times the 5 on the right side. 6 times 5 is 30. Does this form look like this form right here?
You didn't times the 2 by 5 and get 10.
Correct. We're just multiplying by 5 to cancel out the bottom part of this 5. So when I do 5 times 2 over 5, the 5 up top and the 5 on the bottom cancel each other out, so that just leaves you with your 2. So that's why the 2 is left with the x. We're multiplying by the bottom part of this fraction just to cancel out the bottom part of this fraction. So whatever's on top will remain the same, and then times your x at the back.
We're not putting in the calculator?
Do what?
So we're not putting in the calculator like the
You can, you'll just come out to the top part. Yeah, if you need to multiply that in your calculator, that's fine.
Teachers, please excuse this interruption. Will all NHS members and inductees please report to the PAC at this time? Thank you.
NHS, inductees?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Alright, so there's our standard form right there. Okay, so once again, we just found the y equals mx plus b right up here. We moved our x from the right to the left, and then we canceled out the fraction by multiplying by the bottom. Okay, we'll do it again, and hopefully it'll become a little bit more clear. I know we're throwing a lot at you right now. Oh yeah, I forgot, we're gonna split these notes up into 2 days. Okay, so today we'll do about half of this, take it nice and slow, make sure we're getting where we're going, and then tomorrow we'll finish up with it as well. Alright, so there's 1 and 2. Alright, so just like I said, we got another one right here where we need to get it into standard form. Okay. M right here is my slope. M equals -1/2. And the y-intercept is 6. What letter do we use as y-intercept?
B.
B equals 6. I have a slope and I have a y-intercept, so what form should I start this out in?
Slope-intercept.
Slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. We're just using what we're given. We're given a slope and we're given a y-intercept. So let's start out with our slope-intercept form. Plugging in that m and b value, your m up here, -1/2 x plus your b, 6. Now we need to get our slope-intercept form into standard form. So we're going to do what we just did on number 2. I need to move my x's from the right to the left. So I do the opposite here. This is -1/2 x. What's the opposite of -1/2? Positive, so plus 1/2 x plus 1/2 x. Cancels out the right side. So on the left now, I'll have my 1/2 x plus your y that was already on the left, and then your 6 will remain on the right side. We just moved our x's from the right to the left. Now, once again, I need to cancel out this fraction, so I'm going to multiply by the bottom part of the fraction. We're going to multiply everything by 2. When I do 2 times 1/2, that cancels out the bottom part, so it'll leave the top part 1x. 2 times the y plus 2y. And then your 6 times 2 on the right, 12. And there's my standard form. So if you need to do 2 times 1/2 in your calculator, that's fine. Or you can just think of it, we're multiplying by the bottom to cancel the bottom part out. So whatever's on top will remain on top with your x. X plus 2y equals 12. Okay, over here to number 4. Gives me a slope. And it gives me this point right here, okay? Passes through 4 and 2. Does that clearly say that that is my y-intercept?
No.
No, it does not. How do we know if it's a y-intercept or
You're
not?
2. Cause it's.
Oh, what do you say?
It's x and a y.
There is an x and a y, yeah.
Yeah. That.
Okay.
And then the y is the slope or the intercept, no?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
What does my x value have to equal for it to be my y-intercept? I draw it and say my y-intercept is up here at 2, what would my x value be right here on the line?
0.
0. We haven't moved left or right at all. So for your y-intercept, your x value always has to equal 0, and that's not what we have here, okay? My x value equals 4, that is not my y-intercept. So we just have a random point along the line, okay? This is just a point along the line. So it's saying like, along our line that we have 4, 2 is on that line. Okay, that's all that is saying. It's just a point along the line. Okay, I'm going to introduce a new one to us right here. This is going to be called, once again, we are very clever with our names for formulas. I have a point along my line right here, and I have a slope. What do you think this one's going to be called?
Point, slope, intercept.
Point slope form. Point slope form. Point slope form. If you have a random point along the line and you have a slope, we're going to use what's called point slope form. We're using whatever we have. Point slope form is almost like y equals mx plus b. There's just a little bit of difference. It starts off with our y, like normal, y, but then we go minus y1 equals, we still have our slope in front, m, but we're going to multiply our m by x minus x1. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That is called what?
Point, slope, form.
Point slope form. When do I use point slope form?
When you have a random point.
When I have a point and a what?
Slope.
And a slope, okay? Point and a slope. Alright, along this point, you said earlier we have an x and y. Let's call this x1 and y1 up there at the top. And let's substitute these values. 4 for my x1 and 2 for my y1. Y minus y1, y minus 2 equals the m that it gives us, 1/3, times our x minus the x1 that we have, 4. So we're just substituting our y1, m, and x1. We get the x1 and the y1 from that point that it gives us in the problem, and we just substitute into our point slope form. All right, first step here. Let's distribute this 1/3 into my parentheses, okay? So we're gonna do 1/3 times x and 1/3 times -4. Okay, so on the left here, I still have y minus 2 equals 1/3 times x, we can just say is 1/3 x. And then 1/3 times -4, okay? You can multiply it.
-4 with 3.
Yeah, we can get a decimal, all right? But let's just keep it as a fraction just so it looks a little bit better. If I do 1/3 times -4, that's like saying -4 over 1. So when I multiply straight across, -4 over 3. Y minus 2 equals 1/3 x minus 4 over 3. And I'm trying to get this to get into my slope-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b. So what needs to change in order for it to equal or to look like this right here?
Get the 2 out of the way. Divide
Exactly.
it, or no, add it to the other side.
Exactly. I need to move that -2 from the left, where?
To the
To
right.
the right. So to do that, we just do the opposite. It's a -2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Put 4 out of, oh wait, never mind.
Right here?
Yeah, no, the 1/3, sorry. 1/3 times.
Oh, that's, when we did 1/3 times the -4, I was just showing you how we multiply it. 1/3 times -4/1, we multiply straight across.
Oh.
So 1 times -4 up top, 3 times 1, 3 on the bottom. That's just how we got to -4/3.
Okay.
So we just have our y on the left side, our 1/3 x hasn't changed. And then we do -4/3 plus 2. You can add those up. Your calculator should be 0.666, yes? Anybody do that in your calculator?
2/3.
Yep. And then we can do math fraction, math inner to get to your fraction. Plus 2/3. -4/3 plus 2 plus 2/3.
Are you sure this ain't like college, man?
Do what?
Are you sure this ain't like college, man?
I'm sure. This is algebra 2. Alright, so if it gives us a point, just a random point along the line, and a slope, we put it into this point slope form right here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And when you just simplify all that and you move your number from the left to the right, that'll get you to your slope intercept form.
Sure.
Y equals mx plus b.
Man, you ask how'd you get the 2?
The 2 where? Right here?
No, the other one in the fraction.
Oh, -4/3 plus 2.
Okay.
It's like plus 2 is the same thing as doing plus 6/3. So if I do -4 plus 6, that'd leave me with 2 up top, and we'd keep our denominator down there. If we're just adding fractions, we can convert 2 into 6/3. And so -4 up top plus 6 would leave me with 2, and then 3's we keep because we're adding. Okay, let's go to number 6. Number 6. Alright, I have my slope. Now I have an x-intercept. Okay, x-intercept, is that a y-intercept? No, so we're just going to classify this x-intercept. If I rewrite this as a point, my x-intercept is -16, so my x value is -16. What would my y value be at an x-intercept?
0.
0. Okay, the opposite value for your intercepts are always 0. So x-intercept, y is 0, y-intercept, x is 0. Okay, so if I were to write this as a point, I would say -16 and 0. So there is your point along the line, your x1, y1. Here is your slope. And let's put it into that point slope form. Y minus y1, m times x minus x1. Alright, substitute your y1, x1, and your m, and try to simplify it into your slope intercept form. Okay, go. Substitute the values that you have. You have an m, you have an x1, and you have a y1. Substitute those, simplify until you get your y equals mx plus b.
Is it double 16?
It's just x first.
Oh.
Oh. No, you're good. I'm saying here, that's just x. We don't substitute the first one. The x1 at the back is what we substitute. That is x. This is x1.
Oh, okay,
X
okay,
equals
okay.
x. So you'll just keep x, just like how you keep y in the front. You keep x inside the parentheses.
Okay.
What is the m?
And you multiply that 1/2 into x, and go to your.
Can you do parentheses in a parentheses?
You can, yeah. y1 is 0, so y minus 0. N is 1/2. 1/2 out front. We leave the x doesn't change, and then we substitute our x1 with our x1 value up here. X minus your x1. What happens with the double negative right here?
Add.
Positive.
It's going to change to a positive. So really inside that's x plus 16. And now you can multiply your 1/2 by x and 1/2 by 16 and simplify. That's just a 16. Multiply 1/2 by 16 as well. I do that m or the 1/2 times everything inside. So on the left, y minus 0. And then 1/2 times x, we can rewrite as 1/2 x. And then 1/2 times positive 16. What's 1/2 of 16? 8. Sometimes you'll want to leave 16 over 2, kind of like we did with the 4 over 3. The reason we left 4 over 3 as a fraction is because it doesn't really simplify to a good looking number, okay? But we can actually do 16 divided by 2, right? We can do 16 divided by 2, and we can write that as plus 8 at the end. So 1/2 times 16, we actually multiply that. 1/2 times 16 plus 8. Then our last step on number 4 was we needed to move this number to the right side. But this is really just minus 0. That's like taking away nothing from y. Minus 0. Even if I went plus 0 plus 0, what is that really doing for us?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. So I have a 0 right there. It's like it's not even there. Y equals 1/2 x plus your 8. This form right here is called what?
Slope, point, slope, and
Point slope form. Okay, point slope form.
These students have a message in the office. Abraham Castillo, Alyssa Peters, and Brian Sosa.
Why do we call it point slope form?
Because it had
It has a point on the line and a
slope.
slope. What's the difference between slope intercept and point slope?
Slope intercept has a y.
You have your
Intercept.
slope and slope intercept, right? And you have a y-intercept. Okay, it'll say y-intercept and your slope. We use mx plus b for slope intercept, and y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1.
Are you finished?
All right, that'll finish us up for today. We'll pick up the rest of this tomorrow. Appreciate you guys' attention today.